Dexter Associates Realty Agents. My name is Stephanie, and I work in the Agent Services Department here at Lone Wolf. I want to start off by welcoming you all to WOLFconnect. WOLFconnect is a powerful integrated front office system designed to help everyone in the company become more productive, efficient, and in touch, whether from the home office, company office, or virtually any location with internet access. WOLFconnect will help you save time so that you can focus on your business. Following the training today, I'll be sending tip sheets and video tutorials on everything that we cover to Kevin, and he will be distributing that email to you guys. You'll also receive a welcome email so that you're able to log into the system. You will not be able to log into the system until you receive that welcome email. So this is where you have to navigate to come to your brokerage's WOLFconnect system. The URL can be somewhat difficult to remember, so I do suggest that you save it as a favorite. When you're logging in, your username is typically your first initial and last name, but you will receive that upon receiving the welcome email. Password you'll set upon receiving the welcome email. It is case sensitive, but there are no restrictions. If it's been a while, you haven't logged into the system and you can't remember your password, you can enter your username and email address under the Lost Your Password button here. Upon hitting reset, you'll get an email and it will give you a hyperlink to reset your password. If you just want to reset your password, you can enter under Reset Your Password. Simply put your username, your old password, your new password, then confirm your new password, hit Submit, and then next time you log into the system, you'll have to log in with that new password that you just created. So I'm going to go ahead and log into the system. I'm going to hit the Login button here. When I log into the system, I'm brought to the main dashboard of WOLFconnect. So all of these boxes here are set up by your administrator. Anything you see here, set up by them. If you have any questions, go ahead and talk to them. It's basically just important information, office news, office links, office events, photo album. There'll be a vote on it here for different things you can vote on. Another feature of the homepage is this banner here. We call this a display banner. It will display important events, important days, featured listings, anything really that your administrators have set up to slide along through that banner. If at any time you navigate away from this main dashboard and you want to come back to it, simply click the Office tab here on the far right, and it will bring you right back to the main dashboard. If you ever see any office events here, you can just simply click on them to get more information. And you can hit register to register for that event. So if the events require registration, you'll see this register button here. You simply hit register and it will register you for the event. The tabs at the top here is what we refer to as the navigation menu. So anything pertaining to real estate, our listings, our showings, and our transactions are found under the Real Estate Navigation Menu tab. Communications would be our message center. Membership, our agent profiles. Contact management, our leads, contacts, and drip marketing. And resources is where we'll find our online filing cabinet and our business directory. We are going to cover all of these areas in the training session today. A few things to note, if you're frequently navigating to a certain section, you can go ahead and drag it over here into our favorites panel. So let's say you're frequently creating showings. You can simply drag and drop it over here to the left. It will still stay in your submenu, but it will also add a shortcut in your favorites panel. That way you don't have to navigate through the real estate tab and find create showing. You can just simply click on create showing from your main dashboard. If you find that you don't use something that you've added to your favorites panel, simply drag it up and remove it. Anytime you see a pie chart, it means that there's a pie chart, there's a report for that section. So what you would do is hover over the pie chart and click on this required report. You can also drag these to your favorites panel over here. So I'm just clicking on it, dragging and dropping it over on the left, and removing it by dragging it up. The WIGO and the calendar features, these are optional if you want to use them. WIGO, what it is a notification system, so it stands for what is going on. I'm going to go ahead and click WIGO. It's going to bring me up the WIGO pop-up. And here's where I can add different WIGOs into the system. So like I said, they are email reminders. And you would hit Add WIGO at the top right here, and you can add a WIGO to yourself. So you can title it, you can give it a description, and you can give it a due date for when to remind you. When you're done the WIGO, you can come in and mark it complete. You can also auto-configure your WIGO settings. So by clicking on the wrench icon up here in the top right, you can automatically receive certain WIGOs. So for example, if you want to be notified when all of your listings are expiring, simply click Listings Expiring, select Show this WIGO type, choose your preferences, then go ahead and hit Save. Upon hitting Save, the red X will change to a green check mark, and you will be notified via email when your listings are expiring. You are able to use all of the WIGOs here, so just a few popular ones if you have unread messages, if you have leads to accept, contacts to follow up. If you're putting your contacts in the CRM solution in WOLFconnect, you can add notes to their contact card, which we will be covering later, but here's where you would turn on those notifications. So you want to be reminded when you have contacts to follow up with. I'm going to go ahead and close the configuration and go back to the main dashboard. The next feature is the calendar. If you don't currently have a calendar that you're using, you can go ahead and use the WOLFconnect calendar. Simply by clicking calendar, you're able to add multiple individual calendars. You're able to add the corporate calendars as well as add shared calendars with other agents in the office. I'm going to go ahead and hit the back arrow here to bring me back to the main dashboard. What we're going to jump into first is our profiles. So there's two ways to access our profiles. We can use the membership tab at the top, and under agent and staff, hit manage, then search for our name, and open up your profile by clicking on it. Alternatively, you can use this gear icon in the top left-hand side panel. That is a shortcut right to our profiles. As you'll see, it opened up my profile. A lot of the information can't be edited by you. It has to be done through the office. They would update the changes in BrokerWolf, which is the back office accounting system, and then the changes would update in your WOLFconnect profile. So like I said, if you want to change some of this information, you'll have to speak to your administrator to do that. An important tab on your profile is this messaging tab over here on the left. So this messaging tab controls any and all notifications that you receive from the system. So it will automatically default to using your primary email address as the main contact for all communications. You can edit that by clicking the envelope icon here. The only options that you can't remove it because it is your primary email address, but you can update the format. So under format here, there's three different types of formats. There's a text format, which is plain text. So every email you'll be getting from the system will just include plain text. Simple HTML will include interactive buttons. So if you have a lead to accept, you can do it right from that email, as opposed to the text, which tells you, hey, log into the system to accept a lead. Full HTML includes photos, buttons, logos, so it's very, very interactive. What I do suggest is using full or simple HTML just for simplicity's sake, because you can accept leads immediately from that email. So when you log into your WOLFconnect for the first time, I do suggest that you come and edit your message tab and change the format of your messaging. If you're going on vacation, you can pause messaging. Simply select the box and enter the dates that you want to pause your messaging for. And if you're maybe going on vacation, you can go ahead and forward and hit add and forward your messages to another agent in the office or to any contact that you'd like. You're also able to add additional email addresses or cell phone numbers for yourself. You're able to add assistants, basically any address that you'd like. So if you're entering an email, you would choose the type as email, enter in your address, choose the format, and hit save. If you're entering a text, this is the option for email to text. So this will come to you as an email via a text message. So you enter in your phone number here and you choose your provider. The other option, is the mobile option. So mobile is Touch Communications, which is a third-party provider, and they'll detect your provider. So what you do is enter in your phone number here, and you choose your provider as SMS. So those are the three types of addresses you can add to receive messages to. Once you've added all the correct addresses that you want to receive your messages to, you're then going to toggle your notifications on and off. So currently they're all set to off, as you can see with the red bubbles. What you're going to do is log in and turn on your notifications. So you can toggle them all on by hitting toggle all. or you can select individual ones that you want turned on. So you want to be reminded when you get normal messages or important messages. Remember when we covered WIGO, if you want to receive those reminders via email, you have to remember to turn that bubble on. Let's say you've set those up and you're still not receiving emails. You want to come into your profile and you want to make sure that the WIGO notification reminders are turned on. Everything else is pretty self-explanatory. If you have any specific questions about any of the notification types, you can contact our agent services team and they can help you with that. Don't forget, when you're making any changes to this page, to hit Save at the bottom. The next tab we're going to cover on our profiles is the Showings tab, so it's just below the Messaging tab. So this Showings tab, how the system works is you are able to come in and book your own showings in the system. If you have another way of tracking them, that's fine, but there is a few features too using our Showings module, one of them being that the system sends out automatic feedback reminder requests. So it's going to send out feedback reminder requests after the showing saying, hey, what did you think of this property? And it's going to give an image of the property, it's going to give the address information, and it's going to give the showing agent a spot to enter their feedback. When the feedback is into the system, you guys can view it. So what you can do is come in your Showings tab here and you can customize the content on your feedback requests. So in this box here, you can ask for specific information. So thank you for showing my property. What did you think of the price? What did you think of the lot size? What did you think of the bedroom sizes? Anything that you want specific information on, you can enter that in here. It's important to remember that this is on a per agent level. So this is going to go out for all of your feedback requests, not just one specific listing. You can also choose to turn the showing feedback reminders on or off, and you can select the maximum daily reminders to be sent to the showing agent. It's between 0 and 5, so you would just select from the drop-down. And remember, this applies to all of your showings, not just for a specific listing. And don't forget to hit Save at the bottom. So those are the two important tabs for your profile that I wanted to point out to you guys today. We're going to go ahead and navigate to the Real Estate tab at the top here, and we're going to cover the first sub-menu item, which is Listings. I'm going to go ahead and hit Manage. How the Listings module works is listings feed in from the MLS. So you're able to come in here and search by a variety of filters. Listing agent, property type, the MLS source, so what board, the status of the property, any of these filters in the drop-down, as well as price. So it helps for easy navigation if you're looking for a specific listing of yours and you have multiple pages. I'm going to go ahead and open up the listing that I created for training purposes, which is here, 123 Fake Street. And to open the listing, I'm simply just going to click on it. It will bring me to the info page of the listing. It's important for you guys to note that, yes, the board does sync to WOLFconnect, but WOLFconnect does not sync back to the board. So if you have any changes, let's say you're updating the price, you are not able to do it in WOLFconnect. You have to do it with the board, and it will then sync into WOLFconnect. The next tab we're going to cover is the People tab. So this People tab will pull you as the agent on the listing. And you can also add your sellers to the listing. So this is linking your sellers to this listing. The next tab I wanted to show you guys is the Showing Setup tab. You can use this tab. You can come in. It's only accessible by you and your administrators, and you can come in and add some important information for your showing setups. So for example, lockbox, key code, who the property is occupied by. You can upload a feature sheet. You can add showing instructions for when booking showings, and you can add instructions for the showing agent. So for example, please take your shoes off, leave your business card, and lock the door when you leave. You also have some more options over here on the right. So do you have to call the agent before showing yourself, or do you have to call the occupant before showing? You can automatically confirm new showings, and you can make sure that the listing agent has to confirm. The next is a showing availability schedule. So this defaults from Sunday to Sunday, 8 a.m. through 11 p.m. You can come in here and adjust the showings time. So let's say this family has a young child and they don't want any showings after 7 p.m. You can come in here and turn off all showing times after 7 p.m. That way when you're going to book a showing in the system, you'll be prompted that this time is not available. You can also add specific date and time exceptions to this calendar over here on the left. So let's say there's no showings on a specific Thursday or Friday. You can come in and add additional entries so that you don't have to uncheck the whole day for all weeks. Below that is our seller showing notifications. So what you can do here is add your sellers, and they can automatically be notified of new showings, confirmed showings, canceled showings, or changed showings. You can also notify them automatically on feedback, but that might be something that you want to monitor. Pending the feedback that you receive, it might be something that you want to filter before you send to your clients, but this option is available. It's important when you are filling out the seller information, make sure you have a first name, last name, and an email, because these notifications are generated via email. So that's our Showing Setup tab. The next tab is Showing Activity. What the Showing Activity does is display all activity on this listing for showing. So you'll see a list here of all the showings that you have booked through the system. So if you are utilizing the Showings module, this feature is very nice because you can come in and you can send a notification to all of the showing agents. You don't have to prepare it in your own email, find all their email addresses. You can do that right from the system. So by hitting Send Notification, I have two options. I can send a price reduction message or a quick message. I'm going to show you quick message today, so I'm just going to hit send. Both of them work exactly the same way. When you hit quick message, the subject will be the address and the MLS number, and it will automatically pull all agents. So under Realtor and staff will be all the internal agents, and under business contacts will be all the external agents that have shown the property. If you want to add additional agents, you can. If you're adding people to receive this message, they have to be saved in your contact database. You can't just come in here and enter more email addresses. And then you come in here and enter your quick message. You can use the HTML source if you'd prefer. You can change the importance of your message. You can send now or send later. You can broadcast the message. You can copy an email. You can display on the login. So if this is an internal agent, you can have it display automatically when they log in. It will automatically BCC all agents. You can mark it as confidential, and you can attach attachments up to 1 megabyte. So you go ahead and hit send, and it would send off to all the showing agents for the property. The next tab is the Open Houses tab. You guys can come in here, use the Open Houses tab. It will sync from the MLS, but if you want to add additional ones, you would just simply hit Add Entry, select whether it's a public or a broker agent open house, add a title. The title will default to the address. If you wanted to change it, you could. Select your date and time, select your host if it's not yourself, and you may enter a description if you wish. Once you add your open houses to the listing open house tab, they'll then all appear in this open houses box up here. So under listings as well, you see the open houses here. This is a list of all office open houses. You cannot add them from here. You have to actually go into your listing on the open houses tab and hit add, and then it will appear in this list. The next section is haves and wants. You can kind of think of haves and wants as an internal dating system for your listings. So what you guys can do is market them internally before they go on the market. This kind of encourages inter-office deals. So how the system works is you can come in and you can enter your new have. So let's say you have a 3-bedroom property between $300,000 and $400,000. You can enter that all in here. Hit this checkbox here and hit save. And someone else has a want. They would do the same thing, entering the information in, hitting the checkbox, and hitting save. And what the system will do is automatically scan the haves and wants and notify both agents that there's a match. The next submenu item under the Real Estate tab is our Showings module. So here's where you come in and create showings. So to create a showing, you would simply click Create under Showings. It will bring us this pop-up here, and our first step is to choose a listing. So I can search from the filters. It will automatically display all my active listings. I'm going to go ahead and click on 123 Fig Street to book a showing for it. The second step is to choose an agent. So if they're internal, you would choose agent name. If they're external, you'd use the outside filters. For the example here, I'm just going to choose myself. The next thing that will pop up is that showing scheduler that we used earlier. So if you've booked off certain time, it will show you that it's not available via the red buttons here. And you'd come in and select when you want your showing to be. So I'm going to say this over here, 3:30 to 4. You'll see that obviously the orange is not available because it's in the past. I'm going to go ahead and hit continue, and it will add the showing date and time over here. I can adjust it, or I can reopen up that pop-up by hitting set showing time. I can then choose the showing type. I can mark it confirmed because I am the listing agent and I am confirming it. I can add a call status. I can add a note. And then I can go ahead and hit save. And this will save the showing in our system. It will bring you back to the main page again to book a new one. If you don't want to, you can just go ahead and hit the red X at the top. You then have a few other options. You can view your unconfirmed showings. So if you left a showing as unconfirmed because maybe you had to confirm with the seller, you'll be able to find those in the unconfirmed queue. And the View All queue will show all showings that you're associated with. So whether you're the listing agent or the showing agent, you'll see them all in here. If there is feedback on a showing, there'll be a little circle here, and you'll be able to click on it to view the feedback. You will also receive feedback via email as long as you've turned that notification on when we went to our Message tab. Another nice feature of now that you're booking showings in the system, you can use the showing reports. So I clicked on this pie chart here beside showings, and I can select a few different reports. The one I'm going to show you today is the Showings by Listing report. This report has two different criteria. It can be pulled as a basic report or an advanced report. Basic includes all of your listings. All you have to do is select from the options below. So do you want a new page for each of your different listings, and do you want to display it in the agent view or seller view? The difference between the two views is agent view shows everything, and seller view does not include showing agent contact information. So you'd hit view print, it would open up as a PDF. You can then view it or print it or save it. You're also able to send from the system. It's just important to know that you can only send stuff to your client contacts, which we're going to cover later. We can also run the report as an advanced report, so we can select a date range. We can select certain statuses of our listings. We can select certain listings, so it will show you all of your listings. You can check on the one you want. You can select all showing types, and we have a few more options here. So once again, you see the new page option. You see the agent view and the seller view option. You can include showing instructions. You can include agent showing instructions. You can include feedback. You can include lockbox and key code. So these reports are really convenient to run. Let's say maybe if you have a seller whose property is overpriced and you pull a report and 7 agents say, hey, it's overpriced, you could then show this report to your client and hopefully they'll adjust the price. And again, view, print, or send. The next thing I wanted to show you guys is the transaction reports. So by hovering over the pie chart beside transactions, you'll see the 4 reports that are available for you guys to run. So these pull from the back office accounting system that your office uses, which is called BrokerWolf. You're able to access these anytime, 24/7. All you have to do is click on the pie chart here and select the report. I'm not going to pull up anyone's financial information, but I will show you a sample report. So this is our agent earnings history. You're going to enter your date range and hit report. And the report looks like this. So as you can see, it's sorted by all your different addresses, gross, net, and totals at the bottom. And that's our agent earnings history. The next report is the transaction production report. This report is probably the most common. It breaks the report down for you by side as well as status. So it kind of gives you a feel for the areas that you gross the most. So once again, you're going to fill out your criteria, and upon hitting submit, the report looks like this. So as you can see, new written trades on the listing side and the selling side, pending trades on the listing side and selling side, and on the next page is closed trades on the listing side and selling side. So I'll give you guys a minute to take a look at that. And there's the closed trades. The last two reports are our expense statements. So our expense statement and our agent annual expense summary. Click on the one you want, select your criteria, and hit submit. And as you can see, it's sorted by descriptions, months at the top, and totals at the bottom. So these are great. They summarize your expenses for the year. You can give them to your accountant at tax time. So that covers it for the real estate tab. The next tab is the communications tab. The communications tab is where we can find our message center. So I'm going to go ahead and hit manage here. Any and all notifications that you receive from the system will also be in your message box here. So you can come in here, you can sort by filters, start date, end date, use some keywords in the subject or the message and search via that way. You can look and see what you've received as well as what you've sent from the system. You can go ahead and hit create message. You can create a message to send to other agents in the office. Simply drag them over to the right to add them, to the right to remove them, to the left to remove them, sorry. Select the agents that you want to add. You can also send messages for business contacts and client contacts. It's important to know though, like I said, you can't send to specific, just enter in an email address. You have to have these contacts saved in the CRM. Enter your subject, your body, and again we have the same options below, so send now or send later, add attachments, mark it confidential, BCC, etc. The next tab is the membership tab, which we covered, our agent profiles. Then we have contact management. So contact management has leads, contacts, and marketing. I'm going to go ahead and hit manage under leads. And I'm going to show you guys how to accept a lead. So like I said, you can either log into the system to accept your leads, or you can set up your notifications to have that hyperlink button in the email so that you can automatically accept them from your email address. So what I'm going to do is show you how to accept a lead if you've logged into the system. So under contact management, we're going to hit manage under leads, and we're going to see that we have the flashing one icon here. So that means we have one lead that needs to be accepted. So you can come in here, you can view the lead. You can view the lead information when it was created, and then you have the choice to accept or decline. I'm going to go ahead and hit accept. It's going to prompt me and say, are you sure you want to accept this lead? I'm going to go ahead and hit yes. You'll note that once I've accepted it, the contact's gone, so it's no longer a lead. At this point, it becomes a client contact. So you're going to navigate over to client contacts under contacts, and you'll see there's our lead that we just accepted. What you are also able to do is add individual client contacts into the system by hitting Add Client Contact. You can fill out I think the only required fields are category, first name, last name, and email. I'll show you what a contact card looks like. So we can categorize them. We can select their source of business. We can put all their information in, and then go ahead to the bottom and hit Save. You can also do a mass import of your clients. So if they're currently stored in another CRM, in Outlook, in Gmail, you can export them from there and import them into our system. So by clicking Import, you can hit Print, and it will give you some instructions on how to import your clients into the system. It's very important that you follow this format because you don't want someone's first name appearing in the phone number field or someone's email appearing in the first name field. And I'll get to that, to why you don't want that in the next step, but it's very important that you follow this. Agent Services does have an Excel template that you guys can just input your clients into and then upload into the system. So if you wanted that, you can reach out to them and they'll send you that. And then once you have the file ready, you're going to hit import and you're going to choose the file and import them as client contacts. You can also export your clients from the system. Very easy, just the click of a button and it will export the clients for you. I'm going to go ahead and open up my contact card here and show you all the tabs of the contact card. The first one is contact information, where we entered all their information, so first name, last name, phone number, email address. The next is family information, so you can come in here, add spouses, add children, anyone who you think could be your potential clients one day, I would go ahead and add them. The notes tab is where you can add a note for yourself. So this is where you can add a note to follow up with a client. So let's say they called me today. So I can write myself a note and I can say I need to call the client on August 1st and hit save. And once I hit save, this will be added to my WIGO notifications as long as I've made sure that I turned on the auto configuration for clients to follow up with. Then I'll be notified via email saying, hey, you got to reach out to your client, Lone Wolf here, because they want new homes on August 1st. So you can add multiple notes for each client, and you can be automatically notified of the notifications via WIGO. I'm going to hit cancel here so that it doesn't save, but you guys would obviously hit save. The activity tab shows all contact activity. As you can see, I haven't had any with this client yet. And the drip marketing tab shows me how many drip marketing campaigns my client is involved in, which we're going to cover next. Business contacts works the same way as client contacts. You can add them individually. You can import business contacts into the system. Your business contacts are your business contacts, so lawyers, title companies, etc. Whatever you use as business contacts. The next submenu item under contact management and the last submenu item is drip marketing campaigns. I'm going to go ahead and hit campaigns here. So what drip marketing campaigns are email campaigns for your clients. So for example, you can set up a campaign for first-time homebuyers. You can set up one for all of your clients to receive holiday messages. You can set up for your friends to receive recipes. You can set up for your sellers to receive spring cleaning notifications, basically anything that you want via email. So there's two parts to drip marketing. The first is creating letters, and the second is attaching those letters to campaigns and sending them out. So I'm going to walk you through the whole process. We're going to start by clicking on letters. When you click letters, you'll see this massive list here. This is provided to you by the office. So they did set up some letters and campaigns that you can just add your clients to if you want. If you didn't want to go and create your own, you can preview all of these letters or make a copy of them all and adjust them to suit your needs. You can also add your own by hitting Add Entry. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to choose a template, and then I'm going to follow the wizard to complete the letter. So the first option is my letter name. I'm going to say list with me. Email subject is very important that it matches the subject of the letter because that will be the actual subject line of the email that's being sent to your clients. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. You'll note that who can use this letter. When you create a letter, it's only available to you. The next step is to create your header. So this green arrow here is just saying, please go ahead and click to the right if you're ready to create your header. The first option is our logo. So it will default to the brokerage logo, but if you have your own personal branding, you can come in and hit Upload Now and select your own file. The properties are over here on the right. Once you upload it once, it will appear in this list here, so you don't have to keep uploading it. But for our example today, I'm just going to choose the beautiful logo that you guys already have. I'm going to go ahead and hit next and choose the background. So I'm either able to choose a color or an image. We do have an image bank here with tons of images, but like I said, you can also upload your own if you have your own. File requirements always on the right. But let's just look through some of these examples and choose one for today. And hit apply. And you'll see that the background will change from the pink color to the clouds. You can go ahead and hit the next arrow. I'm going to add a title. I can change the color. And this is just saying, congratulations, you've completed the header. Go ahead and hit next below to continue. The next step is the body of the letter. So here's where you come in and add the meat and potatoes of your letter. What I want to do here is show you an example of one of the cool features of the system, which we call mail merge. So what you guys can come in and do is click this mail merge icon here, and you can prompt the system to automatically pull the first name of all your clients. So that's why it's important when entering your clients into the system to make sure that their phone number isn't in the first name field. You don't want it to say, hi, 866-279-9653. You want it to say, hi, Lone Wolf. You can use all of the features here for the HTML coding. You can copy and paste something into here. You can cut, you can add tables, you can add images, you can change the fonts. Basically anything that you can do in Word, you're able to use these tools here. I'm going to go ahead and hit next. The next step is the footer alignment. So I have to choose where I want the footer to be. I'm going to go ahead and say the middle here. There are a few options. If you have a website in your profile, you can choose to display it in the footer. You can display additional phone numbers if they're in your profile, and your license number if required. You'll note that we also do have the unsubscribe button here by law. I will show you how to see which clients have unsubscribed from your campaign when we're creating the campaign, but you can't remove that. It has to be there by law. And go ahead and hit next. And now my letter's complete, so I can preview it. Looking good. Go ahead and close it, and I'm going to save it. Now I'm brought back to my list of letters. So I'm going to go back up to drip marketing and hit campaigns. And I'm going to hit campaigns here, which is the second step. As you'll see, you have all the campaigns that your office has created for you. You can use them, or you can add your own by hitting add entry. When you hit add entry, there's two types of campaigns that you can add. You can either add a timeline campaign, which is an informative campaign. So letter 1 on day 1, letter 2 on day 7, letter 3 on day 20. And specific date is a specific date campaign, so they're being sent out on specific dates. For example, maybe a holiday campaign. For the example today, I'm just going to create a specific date campaign and hit continue. I can name my campaign. Then I'm going to add a letter to the campaign. I'm going to choose a date to send my letter out. And if I wanted to add additional letters to this campaign, I would do so by hitting add letter, choose another from the drop-down, choose a date to send that one out, so on and so forth for however many that you wanted, and then go ahead and hit save. You'll note that once you hit save, you now have access to the contacts and the report tab. So the contacts tab is where you come in and add individuals or triggers to receive your campaign. So you can go ahead and hit add contact. It will show you all the contacts that you have saved in the CRM. You can add them by dragging them over to the right and hitting save. Or you can set up triggers. So if you have hundreds of clients and you don't want to navigate through adding each one individually, you can edit triggers. So by adding a trigger, you can ask the system to automatically pull the client contact category of buyers. So as long as you're placing your buyers in the buyer category when putting them in the system, they'll receive this campaign. So if you set this campaign up in January and it goes till December, let's say it's your holiday campaign, and you add a buyer to the buyer category in June, they'll begin to receive that campaign until it's over. So once you set it up once, as long as you're categorizing your buyers accordingly, they will automatically receive the campaigns that you've set up at the beginning of the year. The next tab is the report tab. This is basically reporting on who's in the campaign, how many letters have been sent. So everyone will appear in this list here. You can filter if you'd like. As well, you can show previous in campaign. So previous in campaign will show you who has unsubscribed from your campaign. If they hit unsubscribe, it's no maintenance on your end or their end. The system will automatically unsubscribe them from that one campaign. So that's it for drip marketing. The next tab is the resources tab. I'm going to go ahead and hit Files here. You can think of the File Manager here as your online filing cabinet. So you guys have read-only access. What you can do is come in and view all the files that the administrators have uploaded. So you can expand folders. Let's say you needed a logo. Let's say you needed some specific forms. Everything that is in a filing cabinet will now be on the online filing cabinet. To open up a document, you can check it and download it, or you can double-click it, or you can check it and hit Get File URLs. This will give you a URL that you can copy and paste into a new browser. Sorry, that's not it. Without having to log into WOLFconnect. So you can open up the file right from your computer. As long as you're copying the URL, when it's complete, it's going to open for us. So any of the files here, you can get file URL. And that's another bad example because it is a big file. But like I said, you just copy the link, paste it here, and it'll open up the form for you. There you go. So if you wanted to send something to your client, you can send them this link. Or if you wanted to send something to yourself for easy access in the future, you just have to send yourself the file URL. You can use the search fields here as well if you're looking for something in particular. The next thing under resources is the business directory. You can kind of think of the business directory as an internal yellow pages. So how it works is if you guys have preferred vendors, you can send them to your administrator and they'll come in and add them into the system. So now if you're an agent, and instead of sending out a mass message saying, hey, I need a general contracting company, what you can do is come into the system and hit general contracting, open up SVT contracting, say here, perfect, this is their contact information, I'm going to give them a call. And then after you use them, you can come in and add a rating or comment on their services for other agents in the office. So that's under ratings and add entry. So if you have any vendors that you frequently use and want to let other agents in the office use, you can reach out to your administrator and have them upload them into the system for you. Remember, you're able to search by categories or by keyword and area in the top here. Last thing I wanted to point out is the online help menu. By hovering over the blue question mark and hitting online help, you're able to view our online help menu. It is sorted by the tabs at the top of WOLFconnect, so if you needed help with something maybe under the real estate tab, showings, you'll be able to find specific tip sheets and video tutorials basically on every part of the system. I am going to be sending that follow-up email on everything that I've covered today with video tutorials and tip sheets that are agent specific, so you can also follow along with those. And on top of that, if you have any other questions, you can reach out to our agent support team here at Lone Wolf, and they'd be happy to assist you. There's their contact information on the screen now. I'm going to go ahead and unmute the lines and answer any questions that you guys have.